What is going on, everybody? We're going to go ahead and do NFL Week 15 recap. We missed last week because I had finals going on, but nothing too crazy happened around the league. So let's go ahead and jump into this, and then I'm going to go ahead and start giving my predictions for the upcoming week. So, Game 1, Arizona, St. Louis. I mean, it was a defensive battle. Arizona lost another QB. I was expecting them to win. That was like their last saving playoff hope. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? Yes. I don't think they're going to win the division, though. I think Seattle's going to sneak up and win the division, and Arizona's going to get a wild card. Their defense is good. I mean, it can take you far as long as you can put up some kind of points. And I like St. Louis. Their defense is great. If they could just find something on offense, they found some pieces, and I just wish Bradford would get healthy and play. So Arizona won that one. Jacksonville, Baltimore. Not much to say about that. Jacksonville kept it close, but I don't know who was really expecting Jacksonville to win. Baltimore did what they had to do. Are they leading their division? Who's leading that division? No, the Bengals are, but they're right there. So that was a huge win for them. What was the next game? We had Green Bay and Buffalo. Man, Buffalo's defense. Last week they locked up Peyton. This week they locked up Aaron Rodgers. He didn't look good. It cost me going to the Super Bowl in my fantasy playoffs. Was that his first game in like, what, 5, 6, 7 games that he threw an interception? Threw 2. Got stripped right there on the last drive. So Buffalo locked up. Do I think Buffalo's going to make the playoffs? No. Green Bay is most likely going to win their division. But it was just one of those trap games that they ended up losing. I think Green Bay is going to be fine. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He'll be fine. So nothing to really worry about. Tampa Bay, Carolina. No Cam Newton because he got in a car accident. So hopefully he'll be able to come back and play. Tampa Bay they finally looked like something this game, but I can't tell if it was because they're playing Carolina and Carolina's that bad, or if Tampa Bay was finally starting to get it around. Doug Martin finally looked like Doug Martin of old compared to the disappointment he's been the past couple seasons. Mike Evans, I think, scored another touchdown. He's probably going to get Rookie of the Year. But was it Anderson? Did he step in as QB? Yeah, Derek Anderson, he looked good. He didn't throw any interceptions. Threw for almost 300 yards. And Carolina got the win because that's huge because they're right there even though the South is complete shit. Cincinnati and Cleveland. I am so happy the Bengals locked the fuck up out of Johnny Manziel. I just don't like Johnny at all. There's nothing wrong with Brian Hoyer. He got you all the way up to here. He had 1 or 2 bad games. Name a quarterback that hasn't this season. And y'all just tossed Johnny in there like that. I'm glad he did bad. I don't think he's good or is going to succeed. And Cincinnati wasn't having it. What did he throw for? Did he even throw for 100 yards? He threw for 10 of 18 for 80 yards and 2 interceptions. Their run game was getting locked. Josh Gordon was the leading receiver, but even he was getting locked. So Cincinnati did their thing. They're winning their division. So they're doing what they have to do. The Colts at the Texans. I honestly thought the Texans were going to come back and win this division, but that game pretty much sealed that up. The Texans, besides Arian Foster, they just don't have an offense because they don't have a quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins he's definitely in the upper level of wide receivers. Andre Johnson is still Andre Johnson, even though he's older. They just don't have a quarterback that people respect. So Arian Foster has to do so much, and it's tough. Andrew Luck again starts off shitty, comes back to do good, throws a pick 6, I think, to start the game. But they did what they had to do, and the Colts ended up winning. The Colts, they've been doing that a lot this year, and I don't think you can really go far in the playoffs getting down like that or having Andrew Luck be so bad at the beginning and then expect to come back and win. A team is eventually going to put the foot on the throat and not let you come back. So they're doing what they have to do. Kansas City at Oakland. I guess Kansas City didn't want to lose to Oakland for the second time. Supposedly Jamal Charles got the shit cracked out of him. I didn't see the game. I didn't get that game on TV, but Derek Carr threw 56 passes, which is ridiculous. I don't know why they would let him throw that much. Alex Smith looked okay. Jamal Charles only had 52 yards. Now Davis came in and ended up having a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. So the Chiefs are okay, but again, besides Jamal Charles, I really don't know what they have going on offense. So I don't know what they really plan to do as far as playoff goes. What's their playoff standing right now? I'm trying to pull it up. They are 8-6. Are they even in wild card contention? They are the 7th spot. So right now they're looking outside. So they would have to win a couple more games. I don't think they would do anything if they were in the playoffs anyway. So next game would have to be Washington and New York. RG3 finally came back in. I didn't see him play, but people said he looked good. So that's good. I like RG3. But I also like Colt McCoy. So whoever ends up getting that position is fine with me. It was just one of those bad games. Odell Beckham had another touchdown. He was looking good. I think Eli Manning had a pretty decent game though. He ended up having 23 completions for 250 and 3 touchdowns. So that's pretty solid. Odell Beckham again. If he played all year, I would give him Rookie of the Year. But I mean, he hasn't even played half the season, but he's still balling out. Denver at San Diego. Peyton Manning again kind of just had 2 okay skittish games. They only threw 20 passes. He completed 14 of them for 200 yards and a touchdown. So I mean, I guess they did what they had to do. They ran the ball. That's 29, 31, plus another 4, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 rushes to only 20 passes, 14 of which were completed. So I don't know if this is the new kind of offense they're going with, but if they play us in New England, because right now we have the better record of the home field, I don't know. I think we can lock that up though. But we'll see. You never know. Every time it's Peyton and Tom Brady, it ends up being a crazy ass shootout. So Phillip Rivers, I like Phillip Rivers. I would just like to see him on a different team, honestly. Who, where, I don't know. I just think his time with the Chargers needs to go ahead and end. Tennessee at the Jets, probably the most uninteresting game this week. Jets were able to come back and win. Geno was okay. I was expecting CJ2K to have a bigger game than he did. He still led the team in rushing. Sean Green was okay for the Titans. They put in Charlie Whitehurst. He actually did good. I don't mind Charlie Whitehurst, but the Jets were able to get the win. Detroit at Minnesota, man. Minnesota was trying everything in their power to win that game. And that is a huge game for Detroit because it keeps them even with the Packers for that division. I don't know if the Packers and them have to play again. Let me click over to these next 2 weeks. Do the Packers and Lions have to play each other one more time, or did they already? Oh, they play each other week 17. So that is a huge win for Detroit, seeing that Green Bay lost. I like Detroit. I hope that they get a wild card spot or win the division and like Green Bay. I want Green Bay and Detroit to both make it, so we'll see what happens. They did what they had to do. What was Stafford's stat line? He had 17 for 28, so he didn't have the best game. Teddy Bridgewater, though, threw for 315 yards, but he also did throw 2 picks. So they're going to do what they had to do. The Vikings just haven't had a good season. I'm interested to see what happens with AP because it looks like they don't want anything to do with AP when he comes back, but it's like, are you really not going to take Adrian Peterson? And then I was thinking of teams where he could go. I'm not just saying this because I'm biased, but like I think he could come to New England because it's like other teams don't want his image on their team. He comes to New England. You know, we always rehabilitate players and put him back out on the field. Bill sits him down in the room, talks to him, lets him come out. That'd be pretty crazy. But I just don't see how they don't take Adrian Peterson back. But we'll see. San Francisco at Seattle. I watched this whole game. Again, Seattle's defense looks great. San Fran's defense is pretty good too. It's just I don't think Seattle can win another Super Bowl with that offense. Russell Wilson cannot scramble backwards for 20 yards every play and expect to find somebody open and expect them to even make it to the Super Bowl playing like that. So, but I mean, it's getting them wins right now, and they might win the division because of it, which might help them out playing at home. Especially because like Marshawn's getting locked because they're playing St. Louis, Arizona, San Fran, like back to back to back to back. So you really haven't seen or heard much of Marshawn going off because they're playing like top run defenses. So maybe when they make it to the playoffs, the run defense they play won't be so bad, which will help Russell Wilson. But they did what they had to do. They won. San Francisco's not making the playoffs at all, which kind of blows my mind. Again, I just don't know how far Seattle can go with that offense, but their defense looks great. Dallas and Philly. Thank you, Philly, for keeping DeMarco under 100 yards. Got that 50K quick sell. I was all over I was watching the game at the beginning, and then I was like, oh, Dallas won this. I stopped watching. I turned it back on, and all of a sudden they're down, having to come back. Romo threw for 3 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray had 2. I think he broke his finger. Dez Bryant looked great. 3 touchdowns. Sanchez is finally starting to, like, regress a little bit. I hope he can turn around and get it together because I like Sanchez. I hope he does good. I would start him over Nick Foles, but a huge important win for Dallas. Now it comes down to Dallas and Philly, who's going to win that. What else do we have? We have Falcons at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was able to get the win, which again is huge. It keeps them in playoff contention. Ben Roethlisberger didn't throw for any touchdowns, but Le'Veon Bell had 2. Antonio Brown always goes off like he does. Harry Douglas was killing it. Devin Hester looked good, but I mean, the Falcons, they're just bad. I hope they don't. I wish nobody in the NFC South would be allowed to go to the playoffs because it doesn't look like anybody's going to have a winning record, but everybody from a division has to send a representative. So, Monday night's game, Bears at Saints. I watched it. Again, the Bears have so many weapons on offense, but I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know why they can't get it right. Maybe it's their offensive line. They have such a top running back in Forte. How many rushing yards did he even have? He had 78 rushing yards on 16 attempts. I feel like he's got to be touching the ball at least 25 times. Cutler threw 3 picks. And the Bears have just been pretty disappointing this season. Their defense is so bad, and it's just not looking good. Drew Brees looked good, but again, their defense isn't that great, so I wouldn't really count that as anything. And it's a huge game for the Saints because it puts them up top of the division. If they win out, they're the representative for the South. So, last but not least, the Patriots at Dolphins. I think we're looking good. At the beginning, it was close because at halftime, the score was 13-14 us. And then we came out at halftime and just revved it up. Tom was throwing dots, doing what he had to do. And because the Dolphins always give us a hard game. They're not a bad team. Their defense is good. We see them twice a year. I didn't think we were going to open it up that much as we did in the second half, but we were able to, and I'm glad because we're like rolling. We're getting into shape and form. We held them to 13 points. Did we shut them out in the second half? Which is like, we haven't had this good of a defense since we were going on those playoff runs and Super Bowl runs. So I thought we looked good. We got 2 interceptions from Tannehill. He had an okay game. Tom Brady completed 20 for 287, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jonas Gray sighting. He finally gets to come back on the field. He's gotten 1 carry since we brought LeGarrette Blount back. He had 60 yards. LeGarrette Blount got a touchdown. Shane Vereen got a touchdown. Gronk scored. Edelman scored. LaFell had a good game. Does it say how many sacks we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sacks, 2 picks. I think we're looking good. So let me know what you guys thought about last week. I'm going to go ahead and give you my predictions for next week. Atlanta at New Orleans. I'm taking New Orleans. Jets. The Patriots at the Jets. I'm taking the Patriots, of course. Tennessee and Jacksonville. 2-12 both teams. I'm going to take Tennessee. Philly and Washington, I'm taking Philly. San Diego and San Fran, I'm taking San Diego. San Fran just looks so depleted right now. Cleveland and Carolina, if Cam plays, I'm taking Carolina. Detroit, Chicago, I'm taking Detroit. Baltimore and Houston, I'm taking Baltimore. Minnesota, Miami, I'm taking Miami. Kansas City and Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, I'm taking the Steelers. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, I'm taking Green Bay. Giants, Rams, I'm taking the Rams. Colts, Dallas, 10-4, 10-4. If DeMarco plays and he's not restricted because of his hand, I'm taking Dallas. Buffalo and Oakland, I'm taking Buffalo. Seattle, Arizona at Seattle. This is basically going to be the decider of that division. I'm taking Seattle. And Denver, Cincinnati, is that Sunday night or Monday night? Monday night, I'm taking Denver. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe. You guys will be getting gameplay tomorrow. It'll be Super Bowl gameplay. I'll just let you guys watch it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you've not already. Tell all your friends. I appreciate it.